Hey, welcome back. This week I'm going through the Acqua di Parma Discovery set. Got 10 fragrances here. Kind of want to figure out what else the house is about besides the amazing Acqua di Amalfi. Stay tuned. If you're watching this when I post it, if you're one of the 14 people that sees this within a month or two of when I post this, the reason I'm doing this now is because I got this Discovery set like a month and a half ago, and I wanted to record a video on Acqua di Amalfi and this earlier. I just got caught up and I wanted to make other videos more, but I didn't want to wait until the spring to do this, and I wanted to do first impressions on camera. So that's what I'm going to do. Although I do have to say, I noticed something funny about this. Hold on, let me get this off real quick. I wanted you to see that it's still wrapped. True first impressions, if you care about that sort of thing. So I'm gonna smell the fragrances, and then I will throw the notes up on the screen. I don't know what the notes are for these. Does it say? It does not really say on here what the notes are for these. I did notice something very interesting though. So I'm looking on the back of this. You can kind of, I don't know if that'll focus in there. I'll take a picture and throw it up on the screen. So I'm looking at the back of this, the different fragrances. And I noticed at the bottom, it has a bunch of information, 10, 1.5 ml sprayers. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Made in Italy, blah, 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 blah. But it also has the alcohol concentration. And at first I was like, wait a minute, for all of them? And then I looked at the fragrances, eau de cologne, eau de cologne, eau de cologne, eau de EDT, EDT, EDP, 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 EDP. Interesting. I want to talk to someone at Acqua di Parma. I'm just curious about that now. That's a very interesting thing. They all have 20% oil concentration, it sounds like, but they're ranging from colognes up to eau de parfums. Typically, you think of eau de parfums as having a higher oil concentration, but I think most houses still talk about them in terms of concentration. So it's interesting to see. Sounds like Acqua di Parma does across the board 20%. You get this cool little card here, and then it breaks it up into 3 categories of fragrances. Awesome, this is neat. So you get this card here, which I'll show here on screen, and then I'll read. In the card it says the 3 categories are the colonias, which is Colonia, Colonia Essenza, and Colonia Pura. Blue Mediterraneo, which is, whew, this is gonna get fun. I'm sorry for all of my Italian friends. Arancia di Capri, Acqua di Amalfi, Mirto di Paneria, I don't know. And then Signatures of the Sun, Yuzu, Osmanthus, Quercia, and Oud. I butchered all those, I'm sure. I don't speak any Italian, so I apologize for my horrendous pronunciations there. This is one of the cooler looking Discovery sets I've gotten. I really like this. It's, number one, I like that it's compact. Wish this thing was easier to find in the US. I think I had to order this. Did I get this from Joma Shop? I think I got this from Joma Shop, which is not bad. It was like 40 bucks, and it comes with 10 cents. So again, that's one of the things I really like about this house, even though I only have 1 full bottle from them, is you can get their stuff very reasonably priced, which is very hard to find in today's economy and fragrance world. Everyone is raising prices. They may as well, but I feel like the value is high. And for me, when I'm thinking about value, I'm crossing the quality and the price. And so with these, for the quality that you're getting, the price you're paying is low. You may say, well, it doesn't perform, they don't last long. That's the common thing that I hear about all these fragrances, is they don't last long. Okay, spray them on your clothes. I don't know what to tell you. That just doesn't bother me, because I don't mind reapplying. And when a full bottle of this costs like 70 bucks, online, you can get it for like 70 bucks, for some of these, then I don't know, it doesn't bother me. Just reapply. Wear the fragrance you like and wear it as strong as you like, I guess. It just doesn't bother me. So we are going to start out with the colonias and go through them. Again, I don't have really any idea what to expect here. I have only smelled Acqua di Amalfi, so let's go through them. So Colonia, first one up. All right. Again, this house has been around. House has been around since 1913. Don't know when these scents in particular came out, except for Fico di Amalfi, but I'm interested to smell them. Oh, okay. So this is probably one of their classic ones. This does, ooh, that's interesting though. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so I'll stop saying that's interesting. This is very citrusy, I feel like. I feel like that's gonna be a common theme in this house. I think that's kind of what they're known for, is using a lot of citrus, but man, when I smell things like, when I smell some of those, the more classic vintage fragrances, Aramis, Floris 89, you know, stuff like that, the stuff that I own, the Azzaro Pour Hommes, Drakkar Noir, those fragrances that all kind of fall into the Irish soap, kind of like a little soapy, classic smell. This is that, except the citruses are way more interesting up top. Man, it's almost like there's lemongrass in here, because I get lemon, but there's kind of like a zing to it that you get like in lemongrass. This is, oh man, the more I smell this, the more I like it, which is what happened with Fico di Amalfi. This is gonna be a problem. Okay. I don't want this to be a common thread. I'm going to do a discovery set here coming up soon, where I know there are fragrances in it that I'm not wild about, and maybe there will be some in here that I'm not wild about. But I will say my first impression with this is I'm excited because it's interesting, it's different. It's evocative of other things that I've smelled in the category of things I've smelled before, but it's doing something better than them, something interesting and unique. And that's gonna piss people off because I'm talking about some real classics there, like Drakkar Noir and stuff like that, but I would choose this over Drakkar Noir any day. And I think if you had them side by side, you would go, they don't smell anything alike. Me and my untrained nose, I'm kind of putting them all into the classic soapy fragrances, because they all kind of have like an Irish Spring thing to them, to me. Okay, moving on. All right, Colonia Essenza. I'm expecting it to be kind of in the same category. We'll see. I really love the citrus on that though. That was so cool. Okay, very close to the first one, I think. This feels like Colonia without that kind of lemongrass thing that I was picking up. A little bit more of that classic soapiness. If I'm honest, a little less exciting, just because I thought the other one was very interesting. This feels a little like, I feel like I've been here before. But I will say, okay, I think I just realized on camera a scent memory association, which is, okay, I'm not wild about soapy fragrances. And I just realized why. And if my mom or dad are watching, they know why too. It's because anytime that I said cuss words or something as a kid, I got soap in my mouth, like a bar of soap. And listen, you get really good of like doing it where you keep your tongue buried in the bottom. I don't know, if anyone else had soap in their mouth as a kid, let me know. But you like, if you just like keep it on your teeth, you can keep it so that you like barely have any soap contact with your actual mouth, minimal contact. It won't be disgusting. Which is if you're gonna swear, that's the solution. So when I smell soapy fragrances a lot, I actually get the soap in my mouth. That's so wild. So I think that's one of the things that kind of has kept me away from traditionally soapy fragrances. I can appreciate them, but they smell like punishment. Okay, that's overly harsh. It doesn't smell like punishment. I just have the association of, you know, when I would say stuff that I shouldn't say. And it only did a little bit of brain damage on me, guys. You can see. I like this. I'm gonna give this some full wearings. Again, not just to hype this house up, but everything I'm smelling so far, the two that I've smelled so far are better in class examples of other fragrances that I own. I would rather own these. Colonia Pura. There are like yellow jackets because I'm under some sort of a tree that has like berries, but it's a big tree. I don't know what kind of tree it is. There's like yellow jackets because I think there's like little fermenting berries around here. So they're kind of dancing around. Anyway, Colonia Pura. It's gonna be interesting when I'm doing the editing to see the notes on these. Because I'm just getting kind of one thing. I'm still baby nose in a lot of ways, picking up different things, knowing what I'm smelling. I'm learning. That's why I'm getting stuff like this so that I can study them and go, okay, that's what I'm smelling. I get that now. You know, I think neroli is one of the things that leads to, or orange blossom is one of the things that traditionally comes across as soapy. I don't know. Ooh, this is different. Ooh, I like this. Okay, so this is, immediately it feels darker. What am I smelling? It smells fresh. It smells fresh, but what am I smelling? This is... I have to look the notes up on this one. Just because I gotta know what the heck this is. This is wild. This is... Man, it's okay. So I'm gonna try it before I see anything. It's fresh. It doesn't strike me as super fruity. It's something sweet in there though. When I said dark, I think that's appropriate. Green might also be a little appropriate. Okay, I'm looking up notes. Because this is quite a bit different from the other two in the line that I've smelled. Purity, or bliss, purity, and simplicity. Colonia Pura illuminates the iconic Colonia with effortless elegance and ease, a fresh twist to our Italian lightness. This doesn't smell like the other two to me, but it does smell modern, so I feel like they've got that. The notes on this are Italian bergamot, Italian orange, Paraguayan petitgrain, heart notes, Russian coriander oil, jasmine sambac absolute, France narcissus absolute, Virginian cedarwood, Indonesian patchouli, and musk. Man, I don't know. I mean, as it's drying down, I think more of the colonia is coming through. Kind of that soapiness that I was talking about, but it's way more muted, way more dialed back, I feel like. Maybe that's why they're saying it's more modern. It kind of does dial that soapiness back, which comes across as a little vintage, I think, sometimes. Beautiful. If I was gonna, rank these three, I think the first one is my favorite, the second one, or the Colonia is my favorite, Colonia Pura is probably my second favorite, and Colonia Senza is probably my third. I'm gonna wear all these on skin at some point and then do another video down the road talking about which ones I like the most and which ones I'll probably get full bottles of eventually. But hey, awesome. Orencia di Capri, I don't know how to say it. We are into the blue Mediterraneo section. I just got a blast of it from the wind. That's fun. Yeah. I love this. Okay. The first thing that came to my mind here is like Fruit Loops, which have Fruit Loops, and you'll realize it's actually like a vanillic lemon. Fruit Loops are actually lemon flavored. No, the different colors don't have different flavors. It's all lemon flavor. So that's making me think that there's some lemon of some sort in here, some citrus, and like a lemony sort of citrus. Oh, that's really, that's really, really, really nice. It's bright like Fico di Amalfi. but it feels like a completely different scent profile. But the amazing thing is, it feels like it was using a lot of the same things. The vibe of this and Fico are very similar. It's hard to describe. It smells nothing like Fico di Amalfi to me. It's maybe a little bit more green than Fico, but like I said, like you kind of, it feels the same, that kind of refreshment that you get from Fico di Amalfi. Wow. Cool. This is interesting. I like this one. I'm gonna give this one more good wearings. Okay. Next up, I'll keep it short because you guys just saw my review on it last week. But for anyone who just watches this video, I am gonna cover and talk about Fico di Amalfi. And I'm gonna say this. This was a blind buy for me. I think this is a blind buy everyone should make. This is just such a beautiful scent that's like, if you're gonna have like one springtime, summertime scent, this would be such an amazing spring and summer signature for someone. Like, it's the kind of thing that, like, if you catch whiffs of it, it's just like, you're like, ah, I feel uplifted by this scent. Which is a really cool thing. I actually think that's true of the last one too. Like, both of these feel uniquely like uplifting to me. They make me smile. This is the kind of stuff that I like in fragrance. This is what I'm trying to find, is the stuff that when I smell it, I kind of involuntarily am like, great, love it. I love smelling things, and I love smelling this. So, Fico di Amalfi, go blind buy it. If you don't like it, keep wearing it. Oh, it's so good. Okay. All right, last one from that line is Mirto di, I don't know, man. I'm gonna put it up on screen. I'm gonna stop trying to butcher it. See, here's the thing. It'd be cool if I knew even enough Italian, though, to have any idea of what's in these, because I don't. I still haven't looked up the notes for that other one. But it smells so good. Okay, again, I can feel the family with this one, but a totally different scent. This one reminds me a little bit more of Terra de Hermes. Maybe there's a bunch of lime in here or something like that. It strikes me as more of like green across the board. I feel like it's limes, green leaves, something zesty in here. Maybe some ginger. Interesting. So this is the other thing I want to say about this as well. This house has unique depth. There are a lot of fragrances that have really beautiful scent profiles, and they're just blended in such a way that, you know, you get different aspects of it here and there. With Acqua di Parma, my experience with Fico di Amalfi, and with a couple of these, I can already tell, like every time you smell it, you're picking up different aspects, different elements, you know, depending on, you know, temperature and stuff like that. You get different elements. It's not like the fragrance changes tremendously, but your perception of it slightly alters. And I think that's one of my favorite aspects about Fico di Amalfi, is I can be smelling it and I'll get a different piece of the pie that I love. This is a similar thing, I think. This smells deliberately clean, but not in a soapy way. Fresh and green. I like this one a lot. I like all these a lot, man. This is a good house. All right, I needed to change the battery in my camera, so here we go. Okay, we are starting off with this is their signature of the sun line. I think it's a little bit more expensive, and all of these they call eau de parfums. So the colonias are all colognes. The blue Mediterraneo ones are all eau de toilettes. These are all eau de parfums. But like I said earlier, they're also all, I think it even says it on the individual bottles, they all say they're 80% I'm very interested in this. I'm gonna see if I can find out a little bit more about that, because I think that's interesting. I want to find out more about their philosophy. I think that's kind of interesting, huh? Okay, starting off, we're gonna go in the order that they have there. So it's gonna be yuzu first. Yuzu, if you're not familiar, is a Japanese citrus. I'm familiar with it because my sister-in-law is Japanese, my wife's family is part Japanese, and there's a lot of Japanese people in the Pacific Northwest, and so yuzu is not uncommon around here. I've got, you know, sauces that have yuzu. Like, there's a really good salad dressing with yuzu. It's just it's a different kind of citrus. I think I find it a little bit less sour than lemons, a little bit sweeter. It is unique though, so I'm interested. Here we go. Sorry, a little bit flew up in my eye. Ooh. This is the first one. This is the first one I feel like I would say leans slightly towards one gender over the other. This feels a little bit feminine to me, very citrusy. But I feel like, I mean, it's beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. Maybe a little powdery. I feel like it's this citrus, but it's kind of wrapped in florals. And people like to say, you know, white florals, yellow florals. I don't know what color the florals are. Maybe white. I feel like there's a decent amount of musk in here, maybe. There's something... Creamy is not the right word. But there's something volume, it has volume to it. Interesting. Yeah, okay. This one's interesting. This is not like sending me through the roof. I want to smell this on my wife. I think she might like this actually. Soft, citrusy, clean, a little bit floral to me. Like, it's gonna be hilarious if it's like no florals whatsoever and I'm just making stuff up. I mean, I am making stuff up because I don't know what the notes are, except for yuzu. I assume yuzu is a note. Good. All right, next up, osmanthus. I think that's a flower, isn't it? All right, osmanthus, there you are. Let's try you out, see what's up. Ooh, okay, again, this one does feel feminine to me again, but like right off the bat, this one almost had grapes, like a little grapey almost. This is so hard when like I have such an untrained nose that's like still learning this stuff, so like trying to pull stuff out. And it's not like cheating when you look at the notes and you go, okay, and then you start looking for it with your nose, you know, to smell that. I don't feel like that's cheating. I don't feel like you're making it up with your head. It kind of helps to focus. When you look at the notes, it can help you to focus on something and concentrate on smelling that item from within the composition, but not really having any sort of understanding about the composition itself before smelling it here. When I smell this, I smell, it's again, florals to me. I assume that there's some citrus in there because it does feel bright in a way that the other fragrances do, and I believe this house uses a lot of citruses. This is, again, I would rather, both of these I want to smell on my wife. I want to smell this one on my wife more than yuzu. This one feels a little bit more fun, like maybe youthful is a better word than fun. I think yuzu felt a little bit more mature, maybe, and this feels a little bit more playful. A little less serious of a fragrance. And when I say that, like, it's a hard thing to wrap your head around unless you actually smelled it. But there's something about this. I think it's probably the sweetness and the florals kind of give it a youthful vibe that make it feel a little bit more carefree than yuzu. It's beautiful though. I mean, it really is. I'm gonna look the notes up on this one. Man, I've heard oud and spice is really nice. I would like to smell that one. Okay, here we go. Precious and powerful scent of the osmanthus flower meets a luminous notes of citrus in an intensely and lively fragrance. Floral fruity top, green mandarin neroli, heart of peony, pink pepper, ambret, base of osmanthus and patchouli. I don't feel like I get tons of patchouli in this. This is lovely though. This is one of those ones where I kind of want to just take more time to smell it. I feel like there's a lot in here going on, but it's also really, really pleasant. Like I would bed scent this so hard because it's soft, it's inviting, but it is like, you know, like I said, I feel like it is a little bit more youthful, a little sweeter. I like that. Okay. All right, we're coming down to the finish line here. Quencia? Don't know if I'm saying that right. Almost certainly not. I can't wait to smell their take on oud. Because I can't imagine it smelling anything like any of the oud fragrances I've smelled before. We'll get there. Okay, this one is Quencia. Quercia? I don't know. I'm sorry. I apologize. Again. Spray. There you go. It's the first one to me that is maybe not immediately engaging. This feels more masculine. I gotta say that right off the bat. I feel like the signature of the sun fragrances to me feel less unisex than all of the other ones to me all felt, well, maybe not the colonias. I guess those are probably pretty masculine as well. But I wasn't really thinking about it at the time. These ones though do feel a little bit more masculine or feminine depending. So this feels like it's a lot more woods. I hope I'm right about that. I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. This feels less citrus heavy, still sweet, but I think this is a lot more woods focused. I'm gonna look this up just because I'm curious what's going on in here, but woods, a little bit masculine, sweet though. I will say the more I'm smelling it, the more I think it's interesting. Lemon, pink pepper, calabrian, bergamot, petitgrain, cardamom, cedar, geranium, moss, tonka bean, and patchouli. I do get the cedar. I think the cedar for me is what I'm picking out, which I tend to be sensitive to cedar, just because I'm very familiar with the scent of it. So I think that's what I'm getting with the woods. I like this. This feels more mature. It's growing on me the more I'm smelling it. I would like to smell this in the air, you know, kind of like I want to know what the sillage on this is like, because I feel like in the air, the sillage of this would be like one of those I would turn my head, basically. If someone walked past me and I smelled this, I would probably turn to look at him. Because it's unique, it's different. There's something going on in here though. I don't know. I want to keep smelling this one to figure it out. All right, last one up. Let's see what you got, oud. This is gonna be interesting. I kind of am anticipating a Creed Royal Oud sort of experience here where I get zero oud. This just doesn't strike me as the kind of house that has oudy fragrances. But I was wrong. This is definitely more than more oud than you would get from Royal Oud. I think this is interesting. This is a quick comparison to something that I just smelled, but this is kind of reminding me like of DS, fragrance from DS and Durga, the namesake for David Seth Maltz, the perfumer there. What is that? I wonder what that is. So that fragrance is very focused around kind of like evoking a trip to India, which would make sense with oud, right? Interesting. So oud can sometimes come across like clean rubber to me. It's not coming across like that here, but it is coming across as like clean something, you know, clean rubber's cousin. Interesting. It's not very spicy. This feels very smooth. This feels round. I don't know how to describe it. This feels like a fragrance that nothing sticks to. It's smooth. It's very smooth. It's probably, I'm guessing there is cardamom in here, because cardamom seems to smooth things out a lot. To me, I say cardamom is like diet nutmeg. I hope there's cardamom in here, so I'm doing a big talk about it, but cardamom to me is like nutmeg without any of the spice. It's kind of the really smooth version's diet nutmeg. So I could see that being in here. Then again, boy, am I wrong about everything. I want to do a side by side with this and DS though. I think that's interesting. This is definitely way more than I was expecting from this house with oud. I should have given them credit because honestly, these have been great. But okay, let's do this. Going through these just off the top of my head, I'm just going to tell you the ones that immediately stand out to me. I'll say Fico di Amalfi off the top as a no-brainer. If you don't have Fico di Amalfi, go buy it. It's so worth it. I can't fathom that you won't love Fico di Amalfi. I think it's their best seller. There's a reason. It's such a winner. But likewise, I really also like the other two. I don't want to say their names again, but the other two from the Blue Mediterraneo. I'll put them up on the screen, one side, maybe both. Those both smelled great. Again, the Colonia and Colonia Pura, I'm gonna definitely get to know those more. And then all of the Signature of the Suns. I'm gonna wear all those. In particular, the ones that I said I thought smelled a little bit more feminine. And the reason why is because I've had this experience with fragrances before where I smell them on the test strip and then I put them on skin and it changes the experience completely. That was the case with, I'm kind of working my way through the Eldo, the État Libre d'Orange discovery set, actually like wearing those and kind of taking my thoughts down there. So as I'm doing that, it's changing my perspective again. It's an important thing to point out, I should have brought up at the beginning here. Scent strips or test strips are not representative of what it's going to be like on your skin. If you can, you should try stuff on your skin because it can change the experience quite dramatically. So this house, I'll say this, I have had an impacted ass full of designers in the last year. I've kind of been like, again, I've been spreading my net far and shallow because I'm kind of just learning here still. So before I take deep dives into, you know, Orige L'Adore and stuff like that, I kind of want to get an idea of what I like and what I care about and what I'm interested in. And so that's why I'm going through these discovery sets, is because I'm still trying to figure this stuff out. The problem is I've been to every Macy's and Nordstrom's around me. I've smelled all the designer stuff. It all is now starting to smell the same to me. So I don't know how these YouTubers, these other big channels that are doing daily videos, I don't know how they're smelling these designer things on a daily basis and not just being like, wow, this smells like the same. I mean, it doesn't. They smell different, but I wanted to smell from this house because I'm trying to expand my palate. I want to smell different things. And to their credit, they're making, I think, very unique scents. I can't say very unique. It's either unique or not. They're making unique scents. You could talk about the performance all day long. I know that's a big deal for some people. I care way more about the quality of the scent than I do how long it lasts. And to be honest with you, this isn't everyone else's problem, but if you're watching a video like this, you probably have more than a handful of fragrances. You're probably a collector of some sort. Like, you're not YouTubing this stuff if you don't care about fragrances more than the average person. If that's the case, then you probably have enough stuff to wear constantly. You can be cycling through stuff like I am. I mean, I have more than a lot of people probably do just because I'm an idiot, but so if that's the case, then yeah, why wouldn't you want something like this if it lasts like 4 or 5 hours, which is I think about what I get with Acqua di Amalfi? Great. I don't really like stuff. There aren't many, I don't say this, there are not many fragrances that I want to last 8 or plus hours, typically because I want to change it up. You know, I want, like, you know, the scent I want in the morning, you know, usually by the evening, I want something different. And then when I go to bed, I wear something different, just something light and easy. So I think performance is a stupid thing to complain about with these fragrances because they're not busting the bank to buy them. They're not crazy expensive, but the quality is outstanding. These things smell fantastic. So I'll try and find a link to this discovery set. Won't be an affiliate link because I am a nobody. So I'll send a link to this. It'll just be out of the goodness of my heart. You should get this discovery set. Smell this stuff. If you don't want to blind buy Acqua di Amalfi, get this discovery set. You'll probably find a few things in here that you're interested in. It's very lovely. Yeah, I can't wait to wear them on skin. Anyway, thank you so much. If you know of other great fragrances from this house, please let me know. I'm still trying to prioritize and rank, and there are other ones. I've heard Oud and Spice is outstanding. They have a whole bunch of other blue Mediterraneo fragrances because they've been making flankers of that for 20 years. If you know this house, if you have recommendations from it, please hit me up. I probably won't be picking anything up from them really until spring, maybe. I don't know, unless there's good, well, there'll be good sales in the winter. So I don't know, see, maybe I'll stock up on something for spring or summer. But in the meantime, thank you for joining me. Enjoy your fall, and we'll see you next spring, Acqua di Parma. Have a good one. Bye.